guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is having a good day. I was going to do this video outside because it's such a beautiful day out there, and then I remembered that I live in London and you wouldn't be able to hear me over the traffic noise, even though it is quite a quiet street. I think 3 sirens just went past in a row, so we're inside still. It's nice and bright in here in the kitchen. So today I'm going to be talking about hypnobirthing. Now this isn't a video, I'm not going to give you any hypnobirthing techniques. This is a video for people who are considering hypnobirthing and just really want to find out a bit more about what it's about. So I have a son, Sydney, who's 9.5 months old now, and I learnt the hypnobirthing techniques when I was pregnant with him. Just to give you a bit of background, I was always a C-section kind of girl. I decided from a very young age that I was going to have a cesarean when I had children, and I wasn't interested in natural birth. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I started reading lots of books. I was doing a huge commute at the time, and I started reading a lot of books, and the more I read, the more I decided that actually I was going to have a natural birth, and that's what I wanted for me, and that's what I wanted for the baby. And having decided that, I then searched for the best possible way to have the birth that I wanted. And the only way I could see around it, like obviously a natural birth is not going to be very comfortable, and so that's when I started looking into hypnobirthing. So the hypnobirthing course is usually made up of 5 classes, and they're about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. There can be group classes or individual classes. I went to mine with my husband, and there were 3 or 4 other families there. So I just signed up to one in the local area. The lady actually who taught me hypnobirthing was also my doula, but that's another topic, so we'll bypass that for now. So at the start of the first class we were given a hypnobirthing book and also an MP3 that contained the hypnobirthing tracks, which are relaxation tracks, and they're designed to be listened to every day. Because I've been reading up about hypnobirthing quite a long time before I started the classes, I have been listening to my hypnobirthing tracks from about 14, 15 weeks pregnant, so I was kind of well rehearsed in them by the time we got to the hypnobirthing classes, which I did towards the end of my pregnancy. So the big thing that got me at the beginning of the classes is the way that they changed the wording. Instead of something being painful, it's powerful, and instead of having a contraction, you have a surge. And just changing the words gives you a completely different perception on what you're going through, really. Because a contraction, like, that's a really awful word. It's no wonder that you therefore perceive that as painful. And a surge is more like what it is. It's just your body and your muscles surging to push the baby out. Hypnobirthing is just basically bringing birth back to how it was naturally. Birth is a natural phenomenon. It isn't a medical procedure. In reality, there's not really any reason why we need to go to hospital to have a baby. We're completely 100% able to do that ourselves. And don't get me wrong, of course there are issues with some births. My birth ended up having issues, but 99% of the time, birth would be so much better off if it was uninterrupted. And that's what hypnobirthing gives you the chance to do. Because you're relaxed and you're not panicking and you're not scared, your body gets to do what it does naturally, which is to have the surges and to push the baby out without you panicking. The problem is when we're fearful and we panic, our bodies create a lot of adrenaline, and that just slows birth right down. And that is why you see people that are in labour for 36, 48 hours. So back to hypnobirthing and what the classes involve. So in the classes, you'll do an awful lot of relaxation techniques, and you'll be guided through them. And if your partner's there, you'll be taught different ways to work with your partner and for them to guide you into the relaxation. So that's really going to help you when you're in the hospital environment, or when you're at home, or wherever you choose to have your baby. There's also lots of techniques that go towards clearing all of the trash that's in your mind about bad birth situations and scenarios, because we can't avoid those these days. They're everywhere. Everyone wants to tell you a bad birth story. You'll never hear a bad birth story in a hypnobirthing class. You'll only hear good ones, and you'll see videos of good ones, and it just goes to show that it does exist. You can have a truly natural birth that is it's not painful. Main things to remember about hypnobirthing is it's not only benefiting you, it's also benefiting your baby. Studies have shown that babies born into this calm environment are much more able to breastfeed easily. They also form an instant bond much more quickly with their mother than babies that are born into a traumatic environment. And if you're calm, then baby's calm. You'll know that once they've arrived. Babies have already come through quite a stressful situation themselves, you know, they were in your tummy, they're all cozy, cuddled up in there, all of a sudden they're in the big wide world and you're the only thing that they know to bond with, and if you're panicked then they feel panic stricken too. So it's a great tool to use, and not just during birth, whenever you want to calm down. Once you know that technique and you know just how to calm yourself down with breathing exercises, etc., you can use them in every aspect of life. So it's really, really beneficial. I can't recommend it enough. You're probably thinking, did it work? Did I breathe my baby out? Well, unfortunately, I didn't. My little boy, it turned out, was breech. He was undiagnosed breech, and due to the hypnobirthing, I'd had a really, I'm not going to say easy labour, but I didn't feel in any amount. I felt uncomfortable, but I was nowhere near, it wasn't how I'd imagined it sort of as my younger self. But unfortunately, because I was so calm, the hospital didn't want to admit me when I rang them at about 6 a.m. and they admitted me at, I think, 8 a.m. they told me to come in, so we were then stuck in rush hour traffic getting to hospital. So yeah, when I arrived, they said they could see the head, and then they realised that he was breech. And so unfortunately, my lovely birth centre birth in the pool of water that I had imagined didn't go ahead, and I was rushed to labour ward. And yeah, I didn't have a cesarean because I was so late. So I did get to give birth to him naturally, but unfortunately it meant that he was in a bit of a bad way when he came out and had to spend a few nights in intensive care. But hopefully when I have my next child or children, I'll do hypnobirthing again, and I'll definitely get a late scan to make sure baby's not breech, and then I will hopefully get the birth experience I was after this time. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I think you do a lot of classes during your pregnancy, and it can be very easy to get yourself really busy with Pilates and pregnancy yoga and pregnancy Pilates and NCT classes, but hypnobirthing really should be high up there, because it's one of those things that is really, really going to help you when you're in that situation and you are giving birth. So yeah, go for it, guys. Remain calm and keep breathing. If you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to check back. I load videos every Thursday and they cover most things baby. So yeah, look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!